Dear President, Antonio, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to Cyprus, my dear friend, President of the European Council, in the context of its tour of European capitals. And I would like publicly, before any other statement, to welcome particularly the initiative by my friend, the President of the European Council, because inter alia he gives us the opportunity, both to large and small member states, the opportunity to exchange views directly with all the positive consequences that such a development entails. So today we had a very good discussion in this context on a number of issues relating to our European agenda and the future of the European Union. More specifically, let me start with the Presidency of the Council of the European Union. As you know, Cyprus will take over the presidency in 107 days from today. And our goal, President, is to work closely with you, the President of the European Council, and your team, with the Commission, the European Parliament, and all member states, to act, and this is what you are going to do, as an honest interlocutor, in order to further promote the European integration, European autonomy, making our union even stronger in a world full of challenges, which we aspire not only to address, but also to turn into opportunities. In this context, we discussed some of the key dossiers that the Cyprus presidency will be handling, such as the new multi-annual financial framework, which will be crucial, for financing our collective priorities in the coming years, and also discussions which are very substantial, very important for the financing of our priorities for the coming years. And Cyprus will cooperate very closely with these additional bodies of the EU and also the member states in order to have a substantial progress in this important issue. And it is very important, to have agreement on this topic. And at the same time, the budget of the Union reflects, on the one hand, the new priorities, the priorities of the European Union, but at the same time to ensure traditional important policies such as cohesion policy. And when it comes to the European Union's priorities, one of them is, of course, security and defense. And I am particularly pleased that under the strong leadership of Antonio and Ursula, for the first time the European Union, under the strong leadership of Antonio and Ursula, we are implementing specific initiatives at the European level in order to strengthen our defense capabilities. And Cyprus will take advantage of these new opportunities, such as the SAFE tool, to strengthen our own defense capabilities, enhance its deterrent power, and at the same time strengthen the strategic autonomy of the European Union. Another important priority, which is mentioned very often by the President, is the issue of competitiveness of the EU and the Member States. And during our presidency, we will work, amongst other things, to reduce bureaucracy and administrative burden for the benefit of European businesses, especially SMEs, which are the backbone of our economies and need to strengthen their competitiveness. We will also work on these issues, such as removing barriers to the single market and deepening of capital markets. Today, we also discussed the regional issues, such as the ongoing illegal Russian invasion of Ukraine. And in this context, I reiterated our clear position to stand by Ukraine And Cyprus remains firm in its position that there can be no sustainable peace in Ukraine without respect for the country's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. We also discussed the tense situation in the Middle East. Cyprus, due to its unique position as the only European Union member state geographically close to the Middle East and with excellent relations with all states in the region, will use its presidency. We will use our presidency to bring Europe closer to our neighborhood. And in this context, we've exchanged views on the preparations for the informal European Council and our plans for a meeting with leaders from the region, both scheduled for April here in Cyprus, on which we will, of course, be working closely with President Costa and his team. Finally, I briefed the President on the latest developments in our efforts to resume negotiations for a settlement of the Cyprus problem, always on the basis of the agreed framework. I informed him of the presence here of Ms. Olguin, as well as the upcoming meetings in New York after the general meeting of the UN General Assembly. I would like to thank the President for his clear position and that of the European Union, as well as for the Union's readiness for practical and substantive engagement at all stages, as demonstrated by the appointment on behalf of the Commission of Mr. Johannes Hahn as envoy, and the joint letter from the Presidents of the European Council and the European Commission to the Secretary General of the United Nations in Geneva. Thank you, Antonio, for your visit and the substantive and constructive discussion, and I look forward to welcome you back to Cyprus very soon during the presidency. Thank you very much. Welcome.